It's the G&N Podcast. Let's get it. We're gonna sing.
What's good? What's
Some
good?
real shit today.
What's the topic today, man?
You tell me the topic, bro. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to chat it up. You had some, like you had a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, the topic of this video, man, which is gonna be trusting your gut, you know. And for everybody, you know, listening to this, it could be differently. You know, it could be differently. What's that word? Like, when you digest it could be differently digested, but it could be trusting your gut, and you know, depending if you're gonna go to school or not, or trusting your gut on a life decision or a relationship status or whatever the fuck. But you know, just when you have that yes within you and that answer from the universe, don't second guess yourself. You know, something that I may be able to tell my brother Narek right here may not resonate with him too much, cause he's like, that's not what the fuck I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But if it's what I'm feeling, he, you know, it really depends, man. It really depends. It's about, like I said, trust your gut. So if you want to add on that, bro.
Yeah, I'll add on that. I feel like, bro. I feel like people, a lot of people, like, cause your natural instinct, like what God gave you, is like your intuition, right? And your gut feeling, like it tells you something. But most people, 90% of people, they'll let their conscious block that. So let's say their gut tells them, yo, drop out of school, open a business, right? They'll be like, nah, because their conscious, their paradigm, or like their programming is so big that they won't even follow that gut feeling. They'll just block it with their conscious programming. You feel me? So that's what I think.
Yeah, that's real, bro. That's real. And also, I wanted to say that it's not just about, and there's a difference between emotions and a gut feeling. A gut feeling is really an emotion, to be honest. But I mean, in terms of, you know, even on the charts when you're emotional, it's the same thing. When people say trust your gut, trust your intuition as a trader, that's also an emotion. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different it's an emotion that comes out of being, I'm not gonna say perfect, but being in what's that word? Flow, in a flow state.
Yeah.
Being in flow with the charts, with yourself as a human being, just not letting your emotions take control of your state of mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's about being in that flow, and once you receive that, it's that intuition feeling. Other people may not be at that certain frequency at the moment and may not resonate with what you're trying to do, but that's fine, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do something, if you want to, oh, should I get, don't ask, you know, don't ask people, you know. If you have a mastermind, always, you know, that's another topic we could talk about. Mastermind.
Man, there's a lot of topics we can talk about for real. Like, hey man, so again, you know, I mean, a lot of people that are gonna be watching this don't know the whole backstory, but bro, we, you know what I'm saying, we're just people, like, bro, we don't even know each other, like, you know, physically, but we're people who met on Discord, bro. We're talking on Discord right now, and you know, we built a whole mastermind off just a Discord group chat type shit, and it's turned massive, and that shows just the power of like connections and like networking with new people, bro. So it's crazy, honestly.
Yeah, man. You know, obviously, it hasn't come to the present. It hasn't come to the surface just yet, to the point that everybody else can see it. But the reason that we're so successful is because of this mastermind right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what anybody say. If people want to say this or that or whatever the fuck, I don't care. It's like you wouldn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Having a mastermind is so important. You know how many ideas I've bounced off of him, and how many ideas we've just like came up with in the blue, just brainstorming. Oh, yo, should we do this or should we do that? Does this work? Does it not work? And just also, you know, 1+1 = 3. You know what I'm saying? Not 2. 1+1 = 3. It's like it's a whole new force that you create when you come together with somebody else.
Definitely, yeah. It's crazy. Even like, bro, it's been a lot of like, again, just like you said, a lot of ideas bouncing. Like maybe I might have had an idea, but I didn't execute on it. But then you got the idea, and you execute on it. Like even with this podcast, like bro, we didn't even think. Like we thought about starting. Like you had the idea of starting this for so long, but then a couple of days ago, I was like, yo, we gotta start a podcast, and that's where it really came into life, and we started. And now we'll definitely release it to the public and shit. But that's how our whole journey has been. Literally just our ideas bouncing off each other, and that's why, like, if it was me just doing this alone, I would definitely not be here, because it's been a lot from your ideas that my success came. So it's crazy.
Yeah, dude, I would say the same thing, bro. I would say the same thing. Also, like, it also makes the journey so much more fun and fulfilling, bro. Because, like, there's no point of like, I'd rather be dead, not dead, but like, if I was the only person on the planet and I was rich and successful, who the like, not that I live for other people, but it's like I don't get to live it with my people. I don't get to buy my mama a house, buy my people. Everybody gets a car today. You feel me? We're going to fucking Dubai today. We're going here next week. You don't get the fulfillment. I get a lot of fulfillment, not just because I could do things for myself, but because I could do things for other people. You know what I'm saying?
That's big. Yeah, for real. Like, nah, bro. It's honestly like it's really about like that's why, like, again, from reading Marcus Aurelius' books, and he inspired me to like have this type of mindset to this is another huge topic, but he inspired me to think in terms of like, bro, us as humans, we're here to like work together, right? So it's never even like just doing it alone. Everything we do is really for each other, because we are all one at the end of the day. So everything I do is, it's not really for me, but it's for me and my people, for us to like enjoy this lifetime. It's never really for myself. It's like there's a lot of selfish people out there, but we're like, as humans, our nature is to like grow together and work together, honestly. So
Yeah, I realized that, and I mean, I learned so much from that book, bro. Um, but that was one of the big ones. Like, I definitely have. If anybody, whoever's listening out there, if you have not read the book, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, is such a great read, because it's just like it really, like, I started to question a lot of my beliefs from that book. I started to be like, why do I have anxiety? Why do I feel this certain type of way? Why do I give a fuck what this person has to say about me?
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I care if like I could die tomorrow? You get me? It's like you start to question, why do you feel this type of way, and should you even care? Like, okay, you want to go talk to this girl, whatever, whatever. Yo, she rejects you. If she doesn't reject it, fine, cool. You got the number, whatever. She rejects you. That's not the end of the world, bro. Like, you want to die basically in the vibration that you lived your life how the fuck you wanted to live. Not that, you know how bad it would feel? Like, really think about it. That you're 80 years old, 85, 89, whatever, 90 years old, and you're sitting in your deathbed, all old and fucking it hurts to cough and shit, right? Yo, I would definitely be like, yo, I wish I lived my life with a more I don't give a fuck attitude, like a more of like with all my colors, like not holding shit back. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I don't wanna be like that. So I always try to remind myself that I can die tomorrow.
yeah, bro. And honestly, I feel like like I'm gonna just bridge off what you said, like, bro. A lot of times, like, people don't even question like what's going on inside of them. Like, dude, you never question your anxiety. You never question why you're not confident. Like, bro, people don't question. They just live through life, just going. Like, it's like they have absolutely no control over their lives. I feel like, bro, you need to sometimes ask yourself, like, why would I have anxiety? Why would I stress over all these little problems? Oh, I went to Starbucks, got coffee, I accidentally dropped it. Why would you be mad about those little things when there's so much like bigger things to worry about, right? And then questioning and realizing that, bro, your little worries are not worth it because, bro, you're here for such a little time that you don't have time for these little worries. You have to fucking. The only thing you have to worry about is doing the right thing. You know, for your people. Like that's the only thing you have to worry about.
Oh, talking about that, it's like another great thing to say about that is like, for example, let's say you're giving gifts out to people. Doesn't have to be family members, but let's just say for the sake of the example, want to see your auntie, you want to see your moms, to your dad, to your uncle, and to your baby cousin. I don't fucking. And everybody receives it well, except for like that one person that's like, I really didn't like your gifts, whatever, whatever. The fact that they didn't like your gift doesn't mean that you didn't play your part.
Mhm.
Or the fact that somebody on the street calls you a name. And I'm not saying to just go through life and just take punches, right? What I am saying though is that whenever something happens, like the universe saw. If you're doing your part, if you're doing what you have to do, if you're being a good person, you don't have to worry about if other people receive it that way. You're being the best, you're trying to be the best human being that you can. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, damn, they didn't notice that like, imagine you helped the little kid do something and nobody saw that you really, like, or you saved the dog's life because he was on the street. That was a situation I had. He was on the street, I saved his life. No, I didn't get the whole recognition from the whole country, whatever. Not that that's like super big, but I don't care that like people weren't like clapping for me because I know that I did a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, dude, I remember as a little kid, sometimes I would have these thoughts like, yo, what if I do something good and nobody gives me credit for it? Now, I've had those thoughts before, and to be honest, but now I realize this doesn't really, it's just like opinions. It's when we talk about like somebody else's opinion, it belongs to them. It's their asset. It's their, it's theirs. It's not, it has nothing to do with you, right? Same thing with their giving their credit. Doesn't matter. Like, bro, I do it from my heart. I do what is right, right? So if I'm giving something or I'm helping somebody out, it's not to get credit, but it's because my soul is pure and my soul is good. I'm trying to do good for other people. If you're not giving me credit, that's all up to you. If you want to give credit, I don't care. And a lot of times
Yeah.
I'll bring this to my dad or like people I've seen in my life who do this. Like they'll do something good because, bro, my parents, amazing people, they do good things for other people. But like I said, my dad has been like things where my dad does something good for somebody because he does a lot of good for people. But when they don't give him credit, he's like, oh, bro, this guy didn't give me credit. Like doesn't deserve this shit. Like fuck this shit. But you can't
Yeah.
even regret doing good for them. You already did it, and it's amazing that you did it. But their credit is their, just like opinions. It belongs to them, bro.
Yeah, because what if you did a good thing and they were like, nah, fuck you. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about their opinion about what you actually did. It's about where that intention came from. You know,
Hmm.
let's say you did something bad to somebody, but it was to save their life, and they're like, I hate you for doing that. You did the right thing though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And what's good for somebody might be bad for somebody, and what's bad for somebody might be good for somebody. So it's all perception too.
Yeah, yeah. That goes back to the thing that we were talking about at the beginning about the intuition thing about the about trusting your gut. It's like, everybody's at different stages in life, bro. And like some people are more like this, some people are. It's about trusting your gut, and not everybody's in a. Everybody's different, man. Somebody may feel more inclined to do these types of things, and other people are like, "Yo, what are you talking about?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. It's really like I feel like, bro, everybody's just like at different steps in life. Like they talk about like bro, it's like just imagine there's like stairs going up. Everybody, there's no end to the stairs. It's an infinite stairs, but everybody's at a different stage. There's people at the lows and there's people at the highs. and the people at the lows can't imagine what the highs feel like, because if they did, they would be at the highs. You feel me?
So I was just about to say, I was just about to tell you that they could imagine the highs, they just don't want to. You know,
bro.
they don't accept it. Yo, let's talk about that. Actually, let's talk about some Neville, man. If you guys don't know, Neville Goddard, one of the best books you guys can read.
Definitely.
Damn, you can't even see that.
I
Why is
actually
it
finished
blurring
the
it
book
out?
today. I actually got to write it down in my notes because I'm keeping track of how many times I read it. But
It's called The Power of Awareness. Neville Goddard. Really great book. This guy says he's gonna read it like 27,000 times. I'm not sure how many times he's on right now.
I'm on the third time out of 10.
He's gonna read this book 10 times in a row without going to another book. So that's crazy.
And I'll actually give an explanation on that before we hop on Neville.
Go ahead.
So the reason I'm doing that is because I think in my past, and since I started this journey like 2 years ago, like, bro, I've read so many books and a lot of them have stuck with me, but a lot of them I've never like acted on. Like, yeah, I have the knowledge in my mind, but bro, since the start, when Bobby Orr, like, when he said, write a card down and read it, like, that was just something. Yes, I read it, but I didn't actually get involved with the idea like I was supposed to.
Yeah.
And even with Neville, like, yes, in the past I would assume the wish fulfilled and stuff, but dude, now me reading it over and over, it's just just getting programmed in my mind, honestly. So that's the reason.
Yeah, bro. A lot of people say, "Oh, I've read so many books," and they just don't apply themselves. They don't apply themselves to actually what they read. That's the bad thing about reading so many books. It's like, don't go on to another book until or another set of books. Like, read the same 5-10 books over again until we read what's that book called? The 1% Rule. I think it's called the 1% Rule. That book really the very first time it hit us hard, bro. It's like, damn, 'cause we always wanted like everybody else to take these big ass leaps in progression to our goals, but it just once you understand that 1% a day is 365% a year. It's like, what's the rush? I just gotta make sure I get 1% better today. That's my job. My job's not to,
Nah, bro, that book, the 1% Rule, is definitely read as well. Like, we both read it once, but just again, it's really like questioning your own beliefs too sometimes, because a lot of people think, you need to do a lot in a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Today I need to do the most I can, but you just have to do today what you need to do today. Like, you just need to get better every day, honestly, and that will show the results after a year, after 2 years, after 3 years. You'll see that after 3 years you're at 900% growth, which is crazy, like, absolutely crazy.
that's a lot, man. Yeah, just to think about where we're at mentally. We read our first book. My first first time really reading a book was in remember Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich, and I went back to memories, bro. I was about 17, bro. Like Russ read Think and Grow Rich when he was 17, and it's like,
That's crazy.
what I want to talk about is basically how it's that book has really changed our lives. And the thing is that people will be like, how does it change your life? You're still the same person, which appears to the outside people as you're still the same, but everything changes from, if you don't already know, everything comes from inward first. You cannot change something outwardly if your inner world has not changed.
Yeah.
Okay? It's just straight, this game right here. It's just, if you have not changed internally, you're not going to change externally, right? Your life could have taken off. For me, it was when I was 16, 17, when I was starting to get into these books and this, way of thinking and way of, damn, everything happens for a reason. All the universe is working with me, not against me. and manifesting techniques like Neville and Bobby, and we call Bob Proctor, but you know,
R.I.P. Bob Proctor, by the way. Like, man, it's sad, but at the same time, like, at least he left a lot of knowledge behind. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man, yeah.
But my bad for interrupting. Though, what were you saying?
No, you could, I was saying that your inner world could have taken off when you were 17 or 16 or however old you are, and it won't appear to have taken off in the exterior world until you're like 19, 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could have changed, but it didn't happen on the outside until this time. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why not to rush the journey, rush the process, because there is no journey on getting to the top. The actual happiness stems from the fact that it took so long and it was so tough and we cried so many, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's where the real juiciness of the steak is, like the juicy part is not the fact I finished the steak, let's go. Nah, the good part is enjoying, damn, you got this big ass plate of steak, enjoy cutting it, you know what I'm saying? Seeing it sizzle, drip, it's just looking real good, and then chewing it piece by piece, and then once you get to the end, it's like, damn, I feel good, but like I enjoyed this steak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. And I was gonna tell you this, bro. It's crazy, but it's just like a lot, right? Like, just like you said, when you haven't had the like luxury or like eating steak every day, like when you have those days, it's gonna feel great because you didn't have those all the time. And again, bro, what is joy without pain, right? Like, dude, you won't even know what joy is if you have felt joy since you were born. And it's just, that's why it's kind of a curse if you're just born in a rich family and you're raised very, just absolutely good. Nothing bad happens to you. Everything's good. It's a curse because when you grow up, once you see a first failure, it's like,
You go back crying to daddy.
It's like, yeah, yo, what the fuck just happened? I've never seen that before. That's why it's important to understand a law that is inevitable. Like, before you get those days where you're eating steak, you're gonna have to fucking eat food from the garbage. You feel me? Like, that's when you get those steak days and you're eating steak and you're at nice restaurants, it's gonna feel good because you had those days back then, So
yeah, bro. Man, I know it. Like, I can definitely relate to that because, we don't come from, too much. We don't come from like wealthy classes. At least not myself. Like, I don't, and I know what it's like to. To not have, to be hungry on a fucking Friday night because we can't order food or this and that, and just a lot of, money issues and, financial problems, this and that. So it's like, once you get to that point where you don't have to look at your bank account to see if you got enough money to go buy, you just put it on my tab. Go put it on my card. It doesn't matter. I don't. Are you sure, sir? Nah, it's good. I'm good, man. You don't gotta worry about that shit. That when you get to that point, it's like the fulfillment is not even in the fact that you can do this. It's in the fact that you used to not be able to do that. I like to call it basically the person that I am today is the person that I used to wanna be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel that about myself right now.
And bro, it comes back to the thing that you said, how you changed internally before you changed externally, right? Bro, we changed as people 2.5 years ago. That's when my life changed. Like, that's when I became the person who was capable of making $1 million. Like,
oh yeah,
2.5 years ago, we changed internally. Like, that's when we actually. That was a big change, There's little changes happening like every day, internally for me at least. Like, every time I read a new book, I change into a better version of myself, a higher consciousness, right? But that big change that happened, honestly, was 2.5 years ago when I first started trading, bro. Like, that's when I got on this, like, we got on this, like, journey of, like, yo, really, it's like our destiny to make money. It's inevitable for us not, because, bro, we're just so dedicated to this craft that it's just gonna happen. And whenever it does, we'll expect it. It won't even be a surprise, you know?
But like like my dog Russ says, it's like you expected the tornado, you expected the hurricane, you took shelter down in the basement. Tornado passes, and then you come outside to see the damage, and you're still in awe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
buying your mama a house or getting that, car that you've always wanted, and making, somebody's salary in a matter of a couple of days or whatever. That's still it's gonna be super. Like, wow, like I really did that shit. Like, even though I knew I was gonna do it, even though I had no doubt in my heart, all faith, no fear. I knew I was gonna get this shit done. I already did it. You still are like, damn, I really did that shit. You know? It still, it still inspires awe. You know?
Yeah. Nah, definitely. Bro, I can just imagine, and I do every day, like, having that first $10,000 live account to myself and be like, yo, I really did this shit. Like, I really did this shit. I'm definitely in awe, like, it's not gonna be, I definitely expected it. And I became that person a long time ago before it was in flesh, you know? Like, that 10,000, I was already that person in my mind. It sounds crazy, but dude, it's the reality. Like, and now that I'm saying, like, I actually realize, yo, I'm already that person, even though I might not have it yet in my physical. That does not matter. The fact is that I've taken that state. I'm in that state of mind, and soon enough, it's gonna have to come.
The universe gonna have to spread her legs at some point, my boy, and let you fuck. You feel me?
For real.
Talking about that though, I remember I was at work the other day, and I went to this little spot where not too many people were, and I just pulled out my phone and started recording shit. I get inspiration and I just started spitting, bro. Right? And you said that you were just talking about how you feel like you are that person, right?
Mhm.
And the thing about it is that, yo, before you ever do anything, you have to already be capable of doing it prior. So, for example, Stephen Curry becoming the best shooter of all time, right? You can only become the best shooter of all time one time. You feel what I'm saying? You can't become the best shooter of all time 5 times. That doesn't work like that. Once you cross that line, you got it. Cool. That's the same thing in life with anything else. Stephen Curry had to already be capable of being the greatest shooter of all time prior to him actually doing it. How do you become that person prior? And it's feeling of the wish fulfilled, which is what Neville talks about in his book, The Power of Awareness. You guys should go read it. He talks about already feeling, your assumption of I am great, I am strong, I'm this, I'm that, etc. Already bringing that into the present. Don't wait into the future. Don't put off your dreams. Don't put off, oh yeah, I am gonna be. No, fuck that. That's why it stays in the future. You never. That's why you're a dream chaser, and not a. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a dream catcher. Don't chase shit. You just let it come to you.
Like, that's another thing, bro. Like, Neville talks about, dude, the universe wasn't really. It was all, and there's a chapter on power of awareness. It's called "Creation is Finished," and it talks about how everything's already created. Nothing can be created or destroyed, right? So energy is, or every type of frequency. There's no end to it. So whatever is in your mind is already here. You just need to take that state. You just need to accept it and be like, I am that. You know what I'm saying? And once you take that state, bro, it's inevitable. Okay, inevitable for that state to become a fucking reality. Which it is already a reality. Once it's in your mind, it's a reality, but a physical reality. So that's just absolutely crazy. And, Neville talks about how, bro, everything you experience is an assumption too. If somebody does something bad to you, it's only your assumption of him doing bad, right? So it's a perception. So at the end of the day, if you become rich, you've had to assume it. There's no way
Yeah, you can't get rich on accident. That doesn't work.
It doesn't work like that. Absolutely not.
You can't get anything on accident. Anything of great, level of achievement, you can't. I hate when people say, I don't know. I guess it was an act of God or whatever the fuck they be saying. It's crazy how do you even pull off a stunt like that without actually thinking that you can do it in the beginning? Like nobody ever becomes great on accident. That's one thing for sure. So if you see somebody is actually successful, don't wish bad on them, because in reality you're just wishing bad on yourself. Because that's the state that you're taking.
Exactly.
Instead, actually be like, damn, like you made it here, not so many make it there. What can I learn from you? Always being in that state of curiosity and of learning and being like, you know what? For example, myself, I feel like I'm the shit. I feel like I'm great, and I feel like I'm doing great things. I'm going to do great things. I am great. But that doesn't mean I can't learn from other people. That doesn't mean I can't learn from my buddy right here. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I can't learn from a homeless person on the street. Trust the message. Don't. How does it go? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course I do know what you're talking about. It's just I'm trying to find
The messengers thing.
We could just put it this way, bro. Everything could be a messenger. Everything could be a messenger, and God could be sending it, or the universe, whatever you do believe in. It could be sending messengers to you, because that's what you're attracting, right? And bro, you just have to keep. And Marcus Aurelius always talks about, you can think that you're the shit, and you can be as confident in yourself, but just remember one thing: you need to always be open-minded, because the most unexpected people can be the messengers. The homeless person in the street, or the richest person, can be the messenger. Don't look at people for the physical, but internally they might be whole different people, and they're becoming different people. So
I'm gonna just put it like this: don't block your blessings by judging the actual messenger and not listening and understanding the message. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, somebody on the street could just say some wild shit, and you'd be like, who the fuck are you to tell me some shit? You're a homeless person, whatever. Or whatever. You're a store manager. You're not where I want to be. And I'm not saying to take advice and 100%, into somebody else's idea, because they could be wrong. But sometimes there's these little hints. The universe will send people your way that you just yo, you NPC, how the fuck did you get here? You know what I'm saying? And they just say something that's huh? And you just nah, you put it off because it's a person that you wouldn't want to hear that from. But if it was your favorite celebrity, you would really be like, oh my God, 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It depends. But don't block your blessings by judging who the actual messenger is, because there's been people in my life that has helped me, with a message far more than people that have been in my life for since forever. You feel me?
Yeah, and man, that's well put. But what I could add to that as well is the power of listening. Honestly, stop talking. Just open your ears. And whenever somebody's telling you something, no matter how rich, how poor, listen to them. You don't have to take it. You don't have to accept it. Just listen. As long as you listen, it won't do you any harm. You listen, you analyze. Then you get to choose if you want to accept it or not. Right? Because when you analyze, that's when you can get the message. If you just block it and say, "Now you're fucking poor, I'm not gonna listen to you," you just missed a whole opportunity. That could have been a message, but you blocked it because you didn't analyze it. Feel me? So that's what I could add to that. I feel like it's very important to listen. You have to listen to anybody, everybody.
Quick check. We're gonna cut this part out though. What time are we on?
We're on 35 minutes right now, and we're about to end it too. So, yeah. I was actually gonna end it here because I feel like we've gone through a lot, and I think for our, especially first episode, this has been amazing.
This is pretty good, man. Yeah.
Great introduction, but man, I appreciate it. You know, whoever's watching this in the future too. You know, thank you for tuning in. And you have anything else to say?
Nah, I mean, you know, finishing statement. I mean, shit, man. Just be yourself, man. Just be yourself, and like the title of this video, trust your gut, trust your instincts. You know, and just believe in yourself. Yeah, man.
That's well put.
That's all I gotta say.
We'll see everybody in the next episode of the podcast. Peace out.
Let's get it, man. Let's be your boy.